For 6 months, ships filled with grain have been sitting idle in ports along the Black Sea, victims of Russia's unprovoked attack on Ukraine. Now some of those ships are moving, navigating the perils of the war zone with cargo of sometimes sketchy quality. It only takes one missile to fly across the place and hit something, and then it all stops, says John Rich, chairman of the Ukrainian agriculture giant MHP, which has continued operations. There's light in the tunnel with the ports, but the tunnel could close rapidly. It only takes one act, and that's gone. It's a high risk. The first shipments are making their way out of Ukraine towards destinations in the Middle East and Africa where millions have been struggling through a worsening hunger crisis. There are now pockets of starvation worsened by drought in many regions. In East Africa, for example, one person is likely dying from acute hunger every 48 seconds, according to a May report from Oxfam. The shipments are crucial to combating hunger, but the grain may not be the solution it could be. As war broke out in February, crews abandoned their ships, many of which didn't run for 6 months. That means many of them haven't been ventilated. It's likely that a lot of grain has grown mold or even mycotoxins from the humidity of the high seas. And that's if the ships make it. The first ship to leave the port of Odessa, the Sierra Leone-flagged Razoni, is anchored in the Mediterranean Sea near Turkey, according to the government of Lebanon. Rich, whose company typically processes 3 million tons of Ukrainian grain annually, says the shipment is likely delayed due to the quality of the grain deteriorating and possibly having to be resold. Usually shipments are unloaded within 2 weeks. This one had been at port in Odessa for months. The grain quality is dubious, from what we hear, says Rich. The false start to all of this has been difficult. Even getting the shipments out of the ports is extremely difficult. Aside from the mines, the southern part of Ukraine is very much an active war zone. Ukrainians are in the midst of a counteroffensive to try to win back the port city of Mariupol, among other municipalities. The troops are facing heavy artillery from Russia,